Welcome back, everybody, for back nine coverage of the 2019 Estonian Open brought to you by Prodigy Disc. I'm Kevin Jones, and I'm here with Seppo Paju, giving you this awesome coverage of a final round. Very exciting, coming down. There's one stroke between the leader right now.
Yeah, you are playing good. James probably not as good as he's hoping, but either way, only one stroke. And also, Ricky, as we mentioned earlier, is right behind you guys.
Yep, at 20 under par, tied with Oskari at the moment. So anybody can shred this back nine and put themselves in position to win the tournament.
Absolutely. Yeah, we are going to start on the back nine with a really difficult hole number 10, actually, which we're going to shortly see a little preview of. What do you think about hole 10?
Hole 10 is one of the more punishing holes on the course. This gap is very small, and you've got to go straight for a good ways. Really, if you just landed in this ditch, you're going to be okay, but getting to the ditch is the hard part of this hole. The upshot is a little bit on the easier side. There's not as many trees blocking it like the last hole we saw on hole 9. Really, pressure's on the tee shot right here.
Yes, this is, you got to go straight for about 300 feet, and that's possibly one of the most difficult shots in the game.
Yes. I did almost everything that I was hoping to do on the tee shot. I put myself in a position for a birdie look. Conrad is going to go putter here, and I love the play. He's confident with hitting the gap, and he's not asking for too much. He knows if he just gets right where he landed, it's a straight shot at the basket.
Yeah, and that's honestly all you need. If you're feeling the straight putter shot, that's all you need to do, because he's only still left with about 200 feet downhill standstill, most likely for him.
That's right. Lauri leaking it way right, but getting sneaky all the way to the landing area. That's a good shot, a good result at least.
Yes.
Here is that disc, that sidearm. Man, I think it's an MD4.
That's an interesting play, but he just has to be feeling more comfortable with that shot.
That's his gap hitting shot. He's so good at it. Pretty straight line. It needed some.
Was that a beat-up PA3?
Yes, it was a beat-up PA3, just trying to get down there somewhere in the bowl. Ooh, that had a good result for... That looked like it was skipping off to the right. He's going to be just inside the circle, I think. So, same disc twice in a row from Oskari.
And he's going to be right next to Lauri.
Yeah, same exact shot.
James doesn't really actually like to do standstill too much.
No, he always has a little momentum going into his plant step. Turned it over a little bit, but putting for birdie. Just outside the circle for me. This is for birdie.
These are usually free throws for you, but pressure's really building up right now.
Yeah, no doubt.
This is one of the biggest tournaments we have in Europe all year. This is a tough battle right here. Lauri just a little bit high on the left side.
Just off, and James has a chance right here to get a stroke back. This is for birdie.
Oh, just a little lull. Perfectly on the line, though.
And we just saw everybody in scoring position and nobody get up and down.
Yeah.
Not quite sure what happened right there.
Yeah.
I think this was a lull point in the round.
Probably, yeah. And yeah, it's really rare that happens. So and Oskari and Lauri had really tough spots, and you had outside the circle, and James was really close. So one of those things that just happens every once in a while.
Yeah, it all comes down to the upshot right there.
Yeah, definitely. Hole number 11. This is a sidearm, most likely for... Well, actually, James never throws sidearm, so we will see a putter turnover, but one of the easier birdies for sure on the course.
Definitely is one of the easier ones. It does set up nicely for a turnover if you're confident with that shot.
Yes, it does. But Kevin's thrown his trusty old D1, and that's a pretty easy park job for you.
That's the exact result that I was looking for. That disc seemed to work perfectly for me on this hole.
That's a lot of hyzer.
It was.
Even a little bit too much, honestly.
It was a little too much. But luckily throwing straight on this hole and being pin high puts you at like 30 feet.
Yeah.
So he's pretty close to the basket for a birdie look. Oh, wow. That had...
Okay. Wow, that was a really good, unbelievable result.
I didn't see that last tree kick. It looked like it was heading to circle's edge, which would have been a great result given the shot. But hits a final tree and goes to the park job zone.
Wow. Oskari just gets around the middle trees there, and this is a really good hole for him because he likes to throw sidearms a lot.
Yep, solid shot from him.
Conrad is just all over the basket right now.
He cannot find the middle of it. He's just so close.
Oskari finds the middle instead and gets a nice birdie there.
Yep. Lauri as well, cashing in a nice birdie for him, and myself also getting a birdie and bringing the score to even.
Yes. 5 strokes starting off, and now you guys are tied. What's going on in your mind right now?
Man, it's tough to say, honestly. Like, the strokes were just kind of showing up here and there, and I just felt like I was just playing solid, but nothing too special. Really, just trying to get as many birdies as I could. I knew James was not playing very good at this point, and honestly, I'm thinking that he's going to just go off any second.
Right. That's very James. Like, we have hole 12 here. You're choosing sidearm. This is a really long straight uphill hole.
Yes, this is a insanely hard hole. And I turn it over, not a pretty shot at all, but I do the sidearm there because I trust the gap hit. Yeah. I think I'm going to get up the fairway the furthest with it. And the backhands, sometimes when they catch trees early, they can end up in bogey land.
Yes, very much. They kick left, and it's almost impossible to save a par from there.
Yeah. Oskari
eats the nice.
Wonder what... Man, that was a beautiful line. Unfortunate late tree hit's going to drop him to 40 or 50 feet. Conrad, Thunderbird, what do you got? Man, the direction was perfect.
Nice. That's putting.
That is putting. This is like where you really just want to get up and down from. There's plenty of guardian trees that'll drop you at 40 feet, 30 feet, and make it hard on you.
Comes in really handy to know sidearm and backhand, so you can choose the best line there is.
Yes. That was a very guarded upshot also. Many trees to beat there. Luckily, I'm getting it into a comfortable zone for a par putt. Conrad's looking to cash this from deep. He's got a trench back there to block his, or kind of have as a backstop. Really cool history on this hole also. Like I heard from Seppo and from some of the locals that right where Oskari's disc went, back in the day, they stored a tank there.
Yeah, they used to hide it during the war.
That's crazy. Yeah. Look, right there. Oh, and that is such a weird range with everybody being behind the basket. Yes. A 20 to 25 footer. Just leaving it low for Oskari. James has been there before.
Good cleanup and important, especially
definitely
right now.
Definitely.
Good cleanup for yourself.
Yeah.
Getting that 3 from not an optimal spot for your second shot.
Very true. And 3 on this hole isn't losing strokes to many people at all.
Nobody. Oskari with an unfortunate bogey, but I'm sure he'll bounce back very fast. Hole 13, mid-range turnover for most players. Sidearm doesn't necessarily play great for this hole, even though it's left to right. You really want to have that kind of stable mid-range or a slightly understable mid-range and flip it over into that gap.
Yes, this hole is such a cool shot shape. One of the more unique ones on the course, I suppose. It's definitely, there's not many slow turning anhyzers like this one, or panning shots with an overstable disc you also see sometimes. Decent result, not an ideal shot for me. That's going to put me at 35-40 feet. Laurie, this is looking very good. Inside that tree, just like you need to be, but catching the little baby Christmas tree just behind it stops him from being parked. Still very close to the basket.
Yes. And James once again throwing a putter. This needs to turn. And he gets actually a really bad kick off the tree.
Yes, it looked like he was turning just in time, but he caught the tree that Laurie missed and actually kicked him to not a very friendly area, but it should be a par.
Oh, and Oskari goes too tight. He was probably trying to go for a little bit straighter line, and he's just looking to save a par at this point.
That's a really good upshot if you ask me. Just not messing with any trees, putting it very straight into like a pretty close putting area. I did not see what Conrad was dealing with here. He goes through the trees with his flippy AVR.
That was a dark spot.
Yep, and this is actually a putt for the lead of the tournament.
Little right side, right under the band. Laurie also even more to the right.
There's a good up and down from Oskari.
Yes, good cleanup after hitting early tree and not really having any chance to get a birdie. It's a little surprising not to see any birdies on this hole, honestly. It's not the toughest hole.
Yeah, we only had one drive into the circle, and it was just barely inside the circle. 4 pars, nothing doing on this hole. On to a very similar difficulty on the next hole. Hole 14 is a par 3, 108 meters, with a slightly downhill finish. This hole is extremely touchy, actually. A lot of people are going to be opting for a hyzer flip mid-range. Conrad's going to go hyzer flip putter, I think. Just because, and that's such a cool play because it settles nicely. This is actually a sloped green, so it's easy to get out of control when you're coming in.
This hole is a really challenging hole. It seems kind of average, but the angle of how the trees are lined up and how the green slopes, extremely challenging. You gotta have that slightly understable mid-range that slowly keeps flattening out and lands soft by the green.
Very well said.
And Laurie actually did it really nicely, just a little short, right by you actually.
Yeah, this is such a beautiful hole to watch. Conrad out of frame, taking a huge run up. Oh, that is a MD4 actually.
Is it? Yeah,
yes.
That is.
And there's that finish that we were talking about.
You gotta have that flattening hyzer flip, kind of.
It definitely needs that. And Conrad actually is going to be behind some trees in tough putting area. Everybody clipping that inside like gap. Those trees create the gap on the right side and really come into play. If you hit them, you're dropping usually to outside the circle. Downhill putt. Oh, basket high.
But he was wanting that one. He was running it hard.
Yeah, he wanted it bad. This, a putt for the lead.
beautiful putt. I actually remember filming that right there, and very crucial putt right at this time.
Yes, no doubt. Nerves are definitely there.
And also really smooth, which is important. It just didn't go in, but it also was a clean putt.
Right. Happy to make that one. Lauri just off the mark. And Oskari now from 20 feet. Oh, also off the mark. That's that weird range, though, to where he would be money from all the time. He makes those putts all day.
James cleans up his par, and Oskari will be doing the same shortly.
And if you look at James's card right now, that's 5 pars in a row on the back nine.
And that gets frustrating.
Oh my.
You know, when you only take pars on holes where you know you could really be taking birdies, it gets frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, his last 2 rounds were, what?
25 under par.
Yeah, 12 and 13 under.
Holes.
This hole's so cool. We are sitting on the tee box, maybe maybe like 40 meters from the basket.
Yeah, probably.
But it's a U. This hole is a complete U. There's a Mando causing you to have to go all the way around the U. And there's OB deep. Like pretty much the U, like the outside of the U is OB.
Yes. One of the most difficult holes on the course for sure. So many bogeys. Work harder on this hole. You are almost in the ideal landing spot. Actually in a pretty darn good landing spot. But you gotta really get to the right off the tee. That's looking good.
Oh, that's a great shot, other than the little Christmas tree right in his lie. Conrad going turnover putter here. This is extremely touchy.
Yeah, doesn't surprise anybody anymore though.
Right. He's incredible at that shot. Pushing a little long.
In a decent spot, he can still score.
Yes.
Probably something overstable. Pan Anheuser.
Yep. And Oskari does cut it short, and that is totally messed up.
Yeah, that's the mistake you really don't need to do because you have no chance from there.
Right. So, yeah, Conrad totally had a Christmas tree in the way, and that's massive.
Wow. That is game changer right there. Kicks OB. And it's not looking for an easy upshot from there.
I'm going to go flippy PA3 right there into the circle. Just what I needed to do.
That'll be about 25 feet. That's beautiful turnover. And you were actually in an optimal landing spot with your drive for that shot specifically.
Yes. Some kind of sidearm flex there from Lauri. And this is what Oskari has dealt with. Just a layup to somewhere around the U, and that, man, it's so buttery, that MD4 shot.
He really has a good touch on that, and he started as a young kid, as most of these Finnish juniors did, and has been developing that shot for years.
Oh my.
Conrad, I thought he had a lot of room on the right to go for the hyzer up shot.
He may have, but you know, his gap hitting confidence is incredible.
Yeah, Conrad is, he just enjoys that straight shot so much. He probably just did that partly also for pleasure.
Maybe so.
This is a huge spot.
It actually is, because Ricky is at 26 under par, turned in a scorecard. This putt is for the lead on Ricky with 26 under. He shot 12 under that final round.
Yes, that's a great round from Ricky, but a great putt from you to get that lead over him.
So this is another hole where the tee shot is somewhat simple, on the more simple side, and the upshot is the tricky part, depending on where your tee shot lands. And it's also a longer shot than the tee shot.
Yeah, truly. Yeah, it's much longer. Hole number 16. This is one of the more open holes on the course. It has several lines. You can go straight down the tunnel or the gap. You can go turnover, you can go roller, you can go slide hyzer, you can go huge hyzer.
So many options here.
So many options. What are you choosing to do?
Yeah, I actually opted for this hyzer route, and being the situation, I just made sure that if I make a mistake, push it too far right, just as I did there, because there's not much danger to the right.
And you just don't want a bogey at this point.
At this point, a bogey would be no good. That looks pretty good. Needs some love. And it gets it.
Nice.
Awesome shot. Oskari, he says this is his favorite shot on the course. PD. Get out of here. Oh my gosh. Doink.
Nice shot. That is beautiful.
Ooh.
He does that inside line hyzer perfectly.
And
that's probably the most common play also on the hole.
It might be. It seems like it's one of the more safe plays.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Conrad with a straight shot.
That's his T-bird to the almost bullseye.
Can we get a star frame on this hole? Wouldn't that be sick?
Yes, I would love to see a star frame. Oh. And there goes the star frame. Just off to the left. He was from 45 feet away. Myself from about 40. This would be a great one. Low again.
Conrad with a beautiful birdie. But at this point, it's really hard for him to catch you, honestly, anymore.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, he threw a great shot there, and he just knew he was just so disappointed in the last few holes, just because he knew it was about out of chance.
Yep.
Oskari made that look so good. He threw the PD how it was meant to be thrown. Like, the PD was made for that reason.
True. Okay, hole 17, just straight, 90 meters, putter, nothing to it. There's OB behind the basket, but you just gotta throw your putter. Pretty soft landing though, because it's slightly sloped towards the OB behind the basket, so you gotta be soft on the landing.
Yes, the landing is crucial here. Elevated basket makes this hard, and he's going MD4 there again. That beautiful like hyzer flip line to straight, but unfortunately does not connect perfectly. Conrad going putter.
In a putting range, but still outside the circle, I believe.
Yep.
What are you throwing here?
Going PA2 here. Feel really confident with this shot usually.
Last tree on the right side. Not that good of shots.
No, not at all. A 90-meter straight shot. This is usually automatic for most of these players. Good layup to make you have no putt on this elevated basket. Yeah, this is all you can do though from where they are is just lay up. There's no point in running it.
And same for you, I believe.
Definitely.
Oh wow, yeah, that's where the elevated basket and the sloped green comes in play.
Yeah, that's going to leave him at 25 to 30 feet. A beautiful committed putt though, coming back on the elevated basket.
Absolutely.
These ones are weird. You got to make sure that you push them hard into the chains.
Yeah, especially on the elevated basket coming from low to high, being almost at all to the side. You're going to be pushed out, especially weak side hyzer.
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for Oskari just for like after that putt. Even he knows he missed that to the left. He knows what he has to do on these baskets.
True. Okay, we're on the last hole. Hole 18, par 3, all the way over the water. Pretty much all of that 380 feet is over the water. Basket right in front of this slope, so you can go a little bit past the basket and you'll stay pretty close.
Yeah, there seems like there's plenty of room back there because of the slope. We have Ricky Wysocki with a 26 under par in the clubhouse. Conrad gonna go T-bird, beautiful T-bird line to the slope, and that's gonna be 20 feet for birdie.
And Kevin Jones going for his green D1. These are the kind of flatter D1s that are really overstable, going for the big hyzer.
It's just got to be in bounds.
Yeah, I saw this shot there, and I knew that he would try to go a little bit further than normal, obviously, because why not?
Well, yeah, worst case scenario, I leave it short, and
yes,
you have a up and down for bogey.
Yes. This is really high. Needs to carry some.
I thought that was tracking.
That got easily over. He has some power too to be able to throw it that high.
Yes, both of these guys, they were new for me to play with, and they're both younger than me also, which doesn't seem to happen. It's happening more and more nowadays, no doubt, but having the chance to play with these two guys was incredible. They have such bright futures ahead of them in disc golf. Oskari being 16 years old.
Yeah, Oskar is 16 and he's around 1,010 rated, I believe.
Ooh, and what a finish in front of everybody.
Great finishing part. That must be a great feel for him.
I bet it is. This is a putt for solo third, I believe.
Nice. That's very, very awesome to at least get, on the top three with two other Americans.
Yeah.
Lauri also at 19 under, solid round. And Kevin Jones tapping in for his first overseas A-tier win. First ever tournament played in Europe. What a win and what a comeback after being 5 strokes behind going into the lead. Congratulations, brother.
Thank you very much. I feel very honored to have this title, and coming over to Europe and playing in Estonia was just so surreal to me. This piece of property is incredible. If you ever go to Europe, please check out Kõrvemaa Disc Golf Course, 30 minutes outside of Tallinn, Estonia. You will not regret it.
No, this place is unbelievable. It's one of the best courses in Europe and probably the best course in Estonia.
Yeah, you gotta try their chicken skewers or their salmon. It is just money.
Yeah, they have nice clubhouse at the course that you can have some food on. But there we have 3 Americans in the top 3 and 2 others in the top 10. So Americans showed how to do it. In the woman, Kristin took the champ title over a few other Estonians. And yeah.
Thank you guys so much for joining us for the coverage of the Estonian Open 2019. We hope to be back next year, and we hope you guys check it out also.
Signing out. Peace.